So I understand that Houston is a hotbed of activity for the IT industry.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Absolutely.
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
There's stuff happening.
There is stuff happening in Houston, Texas.
Like what?
The diversity of the companies and the industries, first of all. You've got all of your oil and gas organizations. You've got a hotbed of technology. You've got a lot of financial services who have come into the city. They've relocated a lot of their data centers, if you will. And you've got healthcare. So you have a real diverse industry in Houston.
I can imagine that the energy part of the equation seems to be, well, would likely be leading at this point.
I think if you look at oil and gas, including energy and all the other subsets within the oil and gas market, it's definitely leading the charge right now.
So even in what has been said to be a questionable economic climate, Houston's doing pretty well.
If you look at our unemployment right now, we're about 8.4 when the rest of the country is 9% and above. I think that the oil and gas presence has kept us going, and right now with the confidence in the economy, you're now seeing a lot of those organizations picking up, doing well, and doing a lot of hiring.
So what then would, I guess, attract a potential candidate for a job to Houston versus, say, going to Silicon Valley?
We're actually bringing people in all the time from other parts of the country, and the cost of living in Houston compared to a lot of other parts of the country is phenomenal. Home prices are much lower than other parts of the country, and there's the economy there. The economy, the cost of living. If you put that all together, the school systems, the education system, the infrastructure within Houston is very dynamic. It's a great place to be. There's a lot to be said about what's going on in Houston.
So what kind of changes, I guess, have taken place specifically for people who have been looking to get into this industry, in the IT sector, specifically in relation to what might be happening in Houston?
I think that a lot of companies and a lot of organizations are starting to as they develop their staff, they're doing career succession planning. They're seeing the value in individuals maybe that are coming out of school, or those who might have a business experience but haven't been in technology. And I think that there's a lot more comfort level in bringing people into IT right now than there maybe has been. There's also a lot of movement within IT that's leaving gaps, especially at the managerial level. If you look at where we were, I'd say a year ago, a lot of projects coming off the shelves, a lot of things going on within IT, which means project managers, analysts. So some of the positions you haven't seen in maybe a year or two are starting to re-emerge. And so I think that really gives a need for people, maybe project managers of other industry, that now can come over and really get their hands within the IT area.
And you have to be talking about pretty big stability. I mean, most of what...
Huge stability.
Well, the buzz is usually like startups and doing your own thing, but we're talking about tried and true industry.
Yeah,
here.
absolutely. And, as we look at candidates, and we talk to candidates all the time, what people are really looking for today versus a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago is stability. Career opportunity and growth, and company stability. And we're seeing is individuals maybe even taking a step back financially to get into an organization who has more stability and potentially more growth potential.
So what might attract a potential client, say, to the Houston area?
Cost of living, which means cost of resources. We are seeing companies not only relocating, maybe organizations who have relocated now bringing other pieces of their organization to Houston, as well as consolidating data centers across the U.S. into Houston. So where they might have 15 to 60 data centers across the country, now they're having 1 or 2 with the hub being in Houston. It truly is about the cost of the resources and the talent pool. There is a great talent pool in Houston.
It's growing?
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
Are you seeing like numbers by an order of magnitude, or is it been a slow, steady climb? As you said, that now companies are starting to take projects off the shelf and really starting to push forward.
I think it's a pretty steady increase of companies looking at what have we not done over the course of the last 3 years maybe, and where do we need to go to continue to be competitive in our own industry, in the market. And you're seeing a lot of the competitives come to fruition in organizations, which means new projects and new technologies. Again, meaning they're having to bring new resources in.
You need geeks.
Yes.
Texas loves geeks.
We love geeks.
I granted, I put those words
Come
in your
to
mouth,
Houston.
but I think, honestly, it's been, I think, a few years since I've been to Houston. A beautiful city.
Yes.
Absolutely a gorgeous city.
And Houston has a great infrastructure. There's everything there to do, and companies really need, for us to continue to bring that talent to Houston. Like I said, it's a great place.
I think they're out there.
Yeah, they're
I
out
think
there.
they will find you. Come to Houston.